What is the right amount of protein to consume for building muscle? There is a plethora of information and suggestions on the amount of protein for muscle growth. This video will review some science-backed information to help answer some of the questions and concerns that come up around protein and muscle growth. Health is a concern and an important topic to start with. According to the World Health Organization, 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, which is the equivalent of 0.36 grams per pound, is the suggested protein intake. For example, someone weighing 75 kilograms or 165 pounds would require 60 grams of protein per day. This amount of protein per day sounds achievable, as some heavy meals could have up to 50 plus grams of protein. Weight training is not considered in this recommendation. There is a bunch of evidence that weight trainers would benefit from an increase of the recommended protein intake. The sports nutrition research indicates that the World Health Organization's recommendation is insufficient for muscle growth. More protein would be required for weight trainers interested in muscle growth. Research recommends weightlifters consume 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram or 0.7 to 1 gram per pound per day if someone is looking to increase size in muscle. For example, if someone weighs 165 pounds, they would consume 116 to 165 grams of protein per day. Some people want to know how much protein is absorbed in one meal. The body is capable of absorbing a great deal of protein, which is virtually unlimited. Absorption refers to the passing of nutrients from the small intestine into the bloodstream. But just because protein is being absorbed does not mean it is being used to build muscle. The better question is, how much protein can someone use in one meal? Different research sources have conflicting answers. According to the Mayo Clinic Health System, 15 to 30 grams of protein per meal is all the body uses. Any excess over 30 grams is not beneficial for muscle growth. And according to the National Library of Medicine, ingestion of 20 grams of protein is sufficient to maximally stimulate MPS and APS after resistance exercise. There are examples that counter these studies. Some weightlifters eat 1 to 2 meals per day with 50 plus grams of protein per meal. And their sustained muscular build does not suggest the extra protein is going to waste. There are also studies which challenge the 20-gram protein limit, where there is higher muscle protein synthesis using 40 grams of whey protein compared to 20 grams of whey protein after a full body training session. Another study showed that there is higher muscle protein synthesis using 70 grams of protein compared to 35 grams of protein. The exact amount of protein is not clear. Experts recommend spreading protein intake out across multiple meals per day to support better digestion and keeping muscle protein synthesis elevated through the day. Leucine is one of the 3 essential branched-chain amino acids. These amino acids can be used by skeletal muscle to give energy during exercise and trigger stimulating mTOR. This then triggers new muscle growth. Eating foods that have complete protein gives enough of these amino acids. This includes foods such as meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and milk. Animal sources of protein have higher levels of leucine than plant-based protein sources. There are plant-based protein powders that have the equivalent amount of leucine to animal sources. There are 8 other essential amino acids that play a role in protein quality and building new muscle. There are pea and brown rice protein powders which have a similar amino acid makeup to whey protein. There are people who think that you need to consume protein within 1 hour after training. This thought has been disproven. The trainer's pre- and post-workout protein intakes should be within around 4 to 6 hours of each other to maximize anabolic responses to their training session. If the trainer is fasted, they should try to get some protein as soon as possible after their training session. Another protein timing topic is consuming protein before sleep. There are studies that show consuming around 40 grams of protein before sleep can improve overnight muscle protein synthesis. Studies show that there are also no real safety concerns towards a high protein intake for healthy people. According to the International Society of Sports Nutrition, there is no controlled scientific evidence revealing that high levels of protein create any health risks in healthy people who exercise. The major takeaways are that the total daily amount of protein consumption is important for muscle growth. The timing of the protein intake throughout the day along with selecting quality protein sources can assist in optimization. Thank you all for your time, and please subscribe to this channel if you have enjoyed or gained any knowledge.